Hello, hello, hello. I will not speak with this voice for the entirety of the stream, but I will try a few things to see if things are working. Because I'm trying things that I've never tried before, and I was thinking of making a spectacle out of it. But I'm not sure if it's going to be working to the degree that I want. We are now trying something completely fresh and in the moment. Oh. Glad I got that on tape. Alright. Are we ready to try something new? Something different. Oh, something happens. Probably messed that up though. Welcome to the Antechamber. This is not working at all. That thing is not doing the thing it's supposed to do. It's too light in here.
My voice was all weird. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let me try to fix what I have broken. Let's see what happens. I'm opening a portal within the antechamber. A lot better. And I'm gonna turn that down. Because now it is 8 p.m. and we are on. Welcome to the Antechamber. My name is Tor, for those who did not get that when I didn't say it. We have a few things that we want to go through today, and I have a feeling that this one is going to be very interesting. So, a few getting into it kind of announcements, I guess. What I'm thinking is using Sparkspace for all that it's worth. Now, what is Sparkspace? Some people might ask, because we don't talk about these things a lot outside of the Legacy Forge, but Sparkspace is where we talk. It's where we can communicate with other members of the Legacy Forge, and it is a very great place to basically catch up. So I will be here throughout this stream, and I will be able to take people onto the stream, and we can have a cool conversation. I'm also going to go through a few things that is just happening at the moment, because it's been a week and a half, and I think that there are a lot of things that is resonating with a lot of different people right now. Let me see if I can fix this while I'm trying to do something that I shouldn't be doing. Don't know if you noticed, but my camera is way off. I've had 3 technical malfunctions, 2 disasters, and more today. It's been interesting to see how the technology is now currently failing all over, like completely. It has been absolutely fascinating to see how things are now acting up, breaking down, complete chaos, and still the same way it should have been doing the whole time. Like, it's exactly how it should be, you know. Some will relate, some will be like, what the heck is he talking about? Everything is not as cool. But this is the Antechamber. Actually, this is not the Antechamber. If I was to come from within the Antechamber, this would be kind of how that would look. The Antechamber is like a waiting room, and it's where we have amazing conversations and all that stuff. So I figured, because we are now at a point where we're talking about things in a very thematic way, and very like right now, the urgency of now kind of way that it's happening, we're kind of bridging things. The Antechamber is now just a part of this whole experience where we can come on and we can talk to people and we can share what we learn as we go. And boy, are we learning. I have had the pleasure to talk to a lot of people, and all of these people are going through the antechamber at some point. Those conversations tend to expand my mind a lot, and I'm very grateful for it. But lately, it has shown itself to be overwhelming, and seeing how this is playing out on different aspects around me, it's been interesting to say the least. So we've been talking about how to deal with it. We have a lot of interesting ways to start to talk about that. For instance, let me introduce you to someone. Inside of the antechamber, as we already established, we have amazing calls, sessions, conversations, like this one with Lauren. Lauren is a metaphysical advisor who more or less an oracle. Picture all of this very mystically within a secret hall that not everyone has access to, simply because not everyone is ready to enter those gates. So we are having these amazing conversations, and we're basically inviting other people that we think are going to have equal good conversations, like Zach. Me and Zach had the pleasure of meeting yesterday. Feels like ages ago. We spoke yesterday, and timelines merged. It was amazing. Magic just continued to show itself to be real, basically. Because a lot of the things that we're doing feels like magic. It feels like it shouldn't be possible, but at the same time, it's happening. So we're just trying to go with it as we go. On that point of going with it as we go, I'm going to share a little thing here for what I was planning on talking about today. For instance, what is the antechamber? I think we covered that kind of okay. What we're doing these days, I've kind of got into it a little bit about that, but there is so much that I'm not sure if we have time to respect everyone's time and energy and keeping this stream to one day or beneath 24 hours. We should just roughly cover the talking points. And what does this mean to you? That I added a few talking points in there that is still easily in half an hour, 2 hours, like it, depending on who actually comes on during this live. I have to contain myself. So I would really appreciate it if people watching this can try to remind me. Like, just post in chat if you feel like, oh, there are so much here. We have to jump to the next point. And why the mystery? There we go. I have just been notified or asked, are you live right now? Which I am. And because of this, I need to figure out if people are not able to see it, or if there's something going on. Technical malfunction. Huh. Discord has also stopped working. Like, it has been it's been faking that it has been working, but it's not working. Or is it? No. I can't open Discord. Hold on while I communicate. Wow. Okay. So we have one person who wants to get into Sparkspace. I have room for 4 people at a time. I will keep this to a very minimum and let in one person at a time. If it is okay that we introduce another person into that same call, I will just be open and transparent about that as we go. For those who wants to join that Sparkspace, let me show you. I have kind of prepared for this. In a dream, a long time ago, I was thinking it would be cool to just have that on the thingy. Oh, no. Yes, there. No, damn, wrong. Go to thelegacyforge.com/tribe. Tribe. That is legacyforge.com/tribe. In there, you're going to see a button, and you just click that button, and all of a sudden I'm going to hear a bloop, and then you're in. So we have made it it should be very easy to join, but also keep in mind, I'm having technical difficulties today, so something might all of a sudden crash on my end. My computer might put up an error thing again, and all of a sudden, but it seems like we're good so far. We actually have something in chat as well. For some reason, I can't see the chat. So let's see if I have prepared for that as well, because I think I have. Oh, actually, let me just jump into. Let me jump into Sparkspace, because in there I think I actually added the chat. In here, YouTube chat. It's on there somewhere, or here. And I probably have to activate it again. We're figuring this out as we go. I think we're doing a damn good job. The pop out chat. Ah, we see you. YouTube, you are on. Fantastic. Now I can actually see the chat as well. I have to figure out why it's not popping up on my screen, but that's of no concern. At least I can see it. Can't have everything here in life. I'm going to figure out how to do that another time. But if you want to jump on now and go into Sparkspace, where we can chat, then feel free to do so. I have now ordered my chat so I can see it. Damn, I'm just cruising. I'm flying all over the place here. This is where I'm at right now. I'm just going to do this, and so we have a little bit of both worlds. When people come in, we're going to hear a bloop, and then are we good? And what about YouTube chat? Are you getting this? Yes, I am. Yes, I am. The only thing that I don't understand is why it's not showing up on stream as it was supposed to, but that is no problem. I'm going to figure that out. Next time we don't have as many problems. I did have fatal OBS problems just a few minutes before stream, so I had a few heart attacks, and then it passed, and I'm all good now. But those are always interesting. There we go. Oh, thank you, Vibestar. You're amazing. So for those people who are in the Discord channel, in the Discord server, you're now able to click the link that Vibestar just posted in the main square. That will take you directly in here. And while we are waiting, I can just follow on with the thing that I was starting on. So we don't sit around and wait for things that might not happen. I'm going to click straight through. I'm actually going to show you this because I think it's kind of important. What is the antechamber? An antechamber, coffee. Coffee is good. I'm going to get a coffee as well. An antechamber was not something that I was aware of just a few weeks ago. It was also introduced by Lauren of Black Diamond. And what an antechamber actually means, despite sounding like something apocalyptic or dystopian or evil and all that stuff, it's a waiting room, literally. And an antechamber is an exclusive waiting room. And because this is a waiting room into something that most people, they need some processing time to actually kind of find their balance in what is beyond the waiting room. It's a really good way to just get to know people before we go any further. So before going into the realm, we want to really get to know people because there are so many different perspectives, so many different energies, and yeah, it's also kind of cool to meet new people all the time. It's a round table of ideation and expansion. This is what I'm talking about when we have conversations with Zach and Lauren and all the other people that I will slowly start to introduce here in an orderly fashion. Those conversations tend to shift realities. Like it takes a timeline and shifts it into another thing because you are all of a sudden presented with opportunities and things that you didn't really understand existed before it actually happened. And that is quite powerful. So when we're sitting around this round table and keeping it to a 208 members. Oh, in the yeah, we actually just passed 200, but we have 10,000 in other communities. That's the sound, people. We just had the sound. Hold on, let me go back and we can see who came in here. Q. Loving the name. Let the mystery begin. All right. Oh. Q. Hello. Can you hear me? Right now, I can't have my camera on because it's already on a different place. If you want to turn your camera off or if I can turn my camera off and jump into Sparkspace, that's also possible. What do you prefer?
I can shut mine off. That's fine. I just don't know what I'm doing.
I love the fact that you're trying though, because you're here. You came to the place. So, for those who don't know Q, let's just say it's a witch. You're a witch, right?
Yes.
You delve in magic. In the last few days, I have been introduced to magic in ways I could not really contemplate before this. I couldn't communicate it, I could not understand it. So, just to start off light, Q, do you want to share what your take on magic is?
Right now,
If you want to. Like, I'm just putting you on the spot. Sorry for that, but it's always interesting to get other perspectives and just when you start to talk about things like this, and feel free not to talk about this if you have anything that you feel like sharing and it calls, that channeling energy is just not replicatable, if you know what I mean.
yes, I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. Are you on YouTube now, Tor?
Yes. We are on CNN, YouTube, and all of the other. No, we are. Yeah, we are on YouTube, but we have like 3 people watching, so we're pretty safe.
Yeah, I'll talk to you guys. I don't know that I have anything to share. I suppose I haven't even talked to you very long, so I guess
Yeah.
I'm a little timid about it, but I would be happy to come on and listen and share anything, of course.
Yeah. And there's no better time than the present. So if you want to ask questions for me, for instance, because we have talked once before, like once in one-on-one setting, but we've been talking on Instagram and different messages. So I feel
Sure.
like I kind of know you.
Yeah, absolutely. Me too.
Yeah, exactly. So from what we have talked about and where I'm at right now, I feel like a lot of my job currently is to shed light on things that people don't fully understand yet, or things that they have questions about, or things that they want to just share for sharing's sake, just to get it out.
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah. Do you feel? Do you have anything? Because I don't want to prompt you, basically.
I don't have anything at the moment. No, I'm just kind of, I feel like my brain went as soon as you started talking to me. But I don't know if something will, you know what I mean, rise
Yeah.
up in me. I don't have anything specifically in mind that's coming out of me at the moment. No,
Fantastic.
unfortunately. I wish that I
Well,
did.
you know what? My specialty is to basically create thoughts. I feel like frequency elevation and creating an energy. It's something that I'm still trying to navigate and to see how it works. But if I was to ask you, for instance, what has your latest insights been about?
My latest insights have been kind of communicating telepathically. And like about 4 days ago, I really felt like you sent some type of frequency and I was going to speak to you at 2 p.m. this week, my time, which was really bizarre because you posted that and I intended to just click on the YouTube, but in my putzing around, I actually am talking to you right now, which I think is kind of bizarre and magical in and of itself. So, that poses a lot of questions. I've been doing a lot of microdosing. So currently, the magic has been coming with my nervous system and being able to settle down and just kind of my creativity is coming back with, my kids with art and things like that, which has been really
Yeah,
amazing.
that's fantastic. Because the kids and arts thing, that's something that I also every time I feel the magic really is a creativity, and it is the play. It just
Mm,
gets so much more clear and just needed. I love that.
it's, it's so much. Yeah. Like, absolutely.
It's fascinating then because, like I said earlier, we're talking about magic a whole bunch, and it's what's blowing my mind is that when you see it actually do what they say it's going to do, like you're talking about it and you're seeing it actually happening and you're feeling this energy, it just leads to new questions, revelations, and insights. And to be honest, this last week has been overwhelming for me because it also opens up for all the possibilities. There is literally nothing that cannot be created with that knowledge, I feel like.
Hmm.
And
Yeah, 100.
yeah, thank you for sharing that. That's
No, no problem. I didn't intend to hop in here and start talking to you, so I was like, "What did you do today, Tabitha?" I thought I would have more warnings, so I didn't have anything like specifically prepared to speak to you about. But
that's perfect because I love to have that unscripted, just dynamic, in the moment channel thing, the intuitive energy. Like the fact that you're here right now, you have no idea how often that becomes the topic. Like, I didn't intend to get here. I didn't intend to speak about this. I don't know how. It just, I'm here, right? And
right, just magical, absolutely, 100%.
exactly how it should be. Like every now at the time. Yeah, I love it. If you, because I've noticed, I'm just going to ask you a pretty practical question right now based on what's going on. We're trying to make sure that the Discord server is valuable and navigatable and feels intuitive.
Mhm.
Are you in Discord?
If I click out of the screen, will it?
Maybe. We will not
Can
know
you
until you do.
No, I'm not in there. I can get in there if you want me to, though.
No, it's just I'm trying to see how we can make it
But
as second nature.
I have been in there like
Yeah.
periodically. I get in there like a couple times a month and look around. And I think each time I get in there, it seems a little user friendly. For me, it's just a platform that I'm unfamiliar with.
Yeah.
Um, but I mean, you guys have laid things out really nicely. I think, um, I'm able to navigate through. Like today, I'm afraid to click on things. I'm afraid this is going to happen to me. So,
Well done.
but other than that, no, it is wonderful.
That's perfect. I'm gonna focus a lot more on the game, basically, on creating something engaging in the Discord. Things like this. So now that you know that if you click on that button on the legacyforge.com/tribe, you might actually jump straight into the magical space because
Right.
yeah.
I will be careful.
But how do you like the experience so far? Like we haven't we have been talking together and things have been happening at like constantly. So I have no idea how this seems or how this looks from an outside perspective. That makes sense?
Um, Absolutely. Well, so you mean the website itself,
Everything. Like
or just everything in general?
I could go
Like,
into the energy of the thing.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the energy's been really, really powerful. I think um, I really, on a whim, reached out to you because I was looking for some type of psychedelic to help with my mental health, which has just opened up so many amazing things. And it's been kind of a trickle effect in my life,
Mm,
just from that one simple conversation. And yeah, there's a lot of mystery shrouding the legacy forge. Like, and
yeah.
I think that is really wonderful. I think the way that you guys are presenting things. I know I saw Lauren's in your conversation the other day, and many others. I mean, everything always seems to kind of align. There's some kind of takeaway for me. It's just kind of what I needed at that time. So I really just messaged you for help with psychedelics, but I have been so impressed by the platform and the people that it's really helped me in a lot of other ways as well.
I can't really say how much I appreciate you saying that, to be honest.
Mhm.
But so you were always kind of open. So just to for my very curious self, the magic and the things that came from microdosing. Like, how much difference is there now before and after psychedelics?
It's just pretty much night and day. I
Mm,
was probably worst case scenario with major depressive disorder, and it was treatment resistant. They had tried everything. I was next to take lithium
mm,
because I had on 3 years ago, I had a psychotic break. And I was having bouts of psychosis, and my husband, who has a degree in psychology, was kind of helping me, but we were muddling through it. We didn't understand why at this point in my life. And anyway, I tried tons of medications. I got off the medications, which created so many problems. And in a last ditch effort, I think I looked up ecstasy. I don't know what it was. I
Mm.
hadn't even really considered mushrooms again. I had taken them in my youth, but um, it was night and day. I know I had messaged and said, I was having suicidal ideations before and dreading getting up the next day. I just didn't. I had everything to live for. I mean, I have 4 beautiful kids, a husband that adores me, and there was nothing in my environment really creating the depression. It was just chemical resistant depression. So after I took the mushrooms, I mean, it was day and night. I couldn't drive a car, and I was driving all over town and just able to do things that I hadn't done, for 3 years. It
Yeah.
was very debilitating. So I had some issues the longer I went away from mushrooms. I mean, I was taking Joe Dispenza's meditations, things like that were helping me.
Mm.
Once I added the mushrooms in, it all started to link up. So I felt like the work that I was doing before to understand mental health, to meditate, to clear out my energy, I felt like I was doing all this work within magic in my own house, some of my own magical practices. Once the mushroom came in, because I had worked those muscles, it really blew my mind how much easier, because the physical effects of the depression were lifted significantly more than anything I'd ever taken. And I was able to actually operate those neural pathways that I had developed, beforehand, putting in the legwork, which made me feel great because I felt like I was doing all this work and getting nowhere. So, um, yeah, I can't say enough about it. The microdosing has helped exponentially more. And I know that my children and family really appreciate it, because I was always super hands on as a parent and very playful and creative and fun. And as a result of the depression, I couldn't do anything. I wasn't myself anymore. So,
Yeah. Wow. So many questions right now. Thank you for sharing.
yeah, sure.
Yeah, that was amazing. Because I think it's really hard to visualize how huge of a difference that can be. And just I saw we haven't been very like frequently in communication, but I've seen you in those moments that you're talking about, like the day that you just got into the car and you took a drive. Those new eras, those new chapters, those new milestones, and just now new levels of freedom. And yeah, right. I feel it when you share it. So thank you for that.
Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate it. I appreciate all your help.
How can we help better?
Oh, giving me a heart attack, having these conversations, pushing
See,
me out
yeah,
of my comfort zone, maybe.
yeah,
Um,
perfect. We can do that.
yeah, yeah, this kind of stuff is good for me. I definitely have secluded a lot. So, speaking to other people is probably really good practice.
Mm.
And no, I just following your guys' journey and, watching the content that you're putting out is, in and of itself really beneficial already. So there's really nothing that you can actively do at the moment.
Oh, that's cool. That's great because we have so many things that we want to do, and so many things that are coming. So that's a really good insight. Thank you. We want to. I think it's about time that the world starts to, and I think that many people are doing this. Many people are sharing this message to see that who are willing to take the arrows, basically. Because in Norway, most people won't even talk about this stuff because it's illegal, right?
Hmm.
And all of these people who got help, who got new lives, can't share that with anyone. So they're sitting there trapped in their own freedom, kind of, unless somebody's actually talking about it and showing them that, showing up and talking about it is actually what does the trick. That's what really sets you free. The psychedelics is just the vehicle to see that it is possible and feel
Yeah.
something of motivation. Yeah. Yeah. Amazing. How do you find Joe Dispenza? like the meditations?
Oh God. Well, I was really looking for something different. I come from a Christian background. My husband's a minister, and I wasn't raised in ministry. I wasn't Christian. Actually, neither was he when we met. He was a witch. And, he devoted his path to Christianity, but I really wasn't feeling like it was fulfilling everything that I needed. I really wanted to branch out. So, um, yeah, Dispenza was kind of, I'm not really sure. I feel like it found me.
Yeah.
And I started to lock myself in the bedroom closet. My husband thought I was crazy. And just because it was so dark in there, and just start Dispenza's meditations, and my world completely fell apart in like a completely wonderful way, but he warns about that in his books. And everything in my life was ripped from me. And my husband and I split up, like then we got back together. Like everything went to pot in such a beautiful, good way, because what has started to form and it's in its early days is just a lot healthier and a lot better. So I'm a big advocate of Joe Dispenza's meditations. They're powerful, but you got to be ready, and you got to be willing to let go of your current reality when you start calling in new things, because it's no joke.
Background noise. I'm currently making coffee.
Oh, that's fine.
But that thing about not being ready. Can you? Okay. Can you hear me well? Just
There you-
nice.
Yeah.
Which one of the meditations was it? Like, was it when you are pushing up against your spine and you're pushing, holding your breath, pushing, pushing, pushing?
That is one of them. Yes, lots of crazy things have happened after I'm usually a little tentative to do that one. Like, are
Yeah.
you ready to have your ass handed to you?
Yeah.
Literally. But yes, that one. I've really gone through all of his books. I can't say that I've done all of his meditations, but I've done a lot of variety of them. They're all kind of similar, but that one specifically that you're talking about is extremely powerful.
Yeah. Why do you think so? Like, why? Because this is part of a point, by the way. Could
Sure.
you?
No.
Yeah. Could you try to identify the part that is challenged, like challenging, or is handing your ass?
Well, what I mean afterwards, just I feel like my world, really opened up. There were a lot of changes. Challenging about the meditation itself, you feel like you're going to die. I mean,
Yeah.
you start bringing your energy from your lower energy centers up into your brain, activating your pineal gland, and it's kind of insane once you actually get that fluid moving. um, there's a lot of stored energy down in
Yeah.
those lower energy centers, and a lot of creative energy, can move up and into the ethers, and it's just a powerful experience. And if you're on psychedelics, and trying something like that meditation, which I have not done, I can only imagine how powerful that really would be.
Honestly, I haven't really thought about that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I don't know that I would have the cognitive ability to be able to do it, but
Yeah,
maybe.
I think it actually transcends cognitive abilities. I think you have to that well put, because I think that's kind of the place where you have to be careful. A lot of people right now, let's say that they set up a ceremony. It's meant for rebirth. This has been done for thousands of years, and people come into this place today. Right now, one could view this in many places as psychedelic tourism. People come into a container. They think that they're going to sit in a nice ring and they're going to be guided by a facilitator to next levels of spirituality, whatever that means. And they are handed something that they was not prepared for. Like the if you go into Joe Dispenza meditation, first time ever doing the meditation on a psychedelic trip, first time psychedelic, under the guise of someone who wants to give you the keys to that next level, I think that is the recipe for psychosis and
Mm,
what they could call Kundalini awakening sickness and all these things.
right. Yeah, no, that's a very good point. It's not for the faint of heart, and I can only imagine that could really create a lot of problems. You have to be
Yeah.
very careful with it.
Yeah, because you literally die. Like I have this horn that I blow, and in the beginning it was trying to figure out
I've
how to blow
seen
it.
them. It's amazing.
Yeah, right. And you have you seen how long I blow it?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Exactly. That's what I thought because I had no idea my body was able to do that. But it is that frequency, right? Once you find balance in yourself, you're able to find balance in the input that you give the horn, and then you literally hear the frequency of the person blowing it if it is aligned. And the point of that, it led into something that I wasn't aware of. And I don't know if you got this because I've made a lot of videos on the journey of this horn, but to die, like at the end of the blowing, you get to that point that you defined as dying. Like you feel like now you're drowning, you're dying, you don't have air, you're pushing everything, and it goes black. It's not the most comfortable sensation, to be honest. But
Not at all.
exactly, but it's done in 30 seconds. Maybe if, like, depending on how in harmony one is, I have no idea how long it can go, but let's say in a minute, a, a minute of exercise, one breath, and you're in the same state that Dispenza is doing throughout the entire meditation because your heart is on fire when your lips depart from the horn. And that blew my mind because that's kind of a non-psychedelic test. You can
Yeah.
actually feel that energy just by blowing a horn.
Yeah, you need to be careful that you don't pass out. I popped a blood vessel in my eye
I
and had
remember that.
post. Yes, it was it was intense. It was a horrible. It was really bad. Like my whole eye was blood red.
You called it monster eye, right? The demon eye.
The demon eye,
Yeah.
yes. It was working some things out of me though.
Yeah. It was a sign of the process. I love that.
Mhm.
But it just opens so many more questions to what is. Like, if this is now and this is kind of during a journey of figuring out what else is there, what else is there? You know, how much more can one experience and think that, wow, now there can't be more, right? And then it's just more. It's just more, right?
Yes.
Yeah. It's really hard to explain how that feels, to be honest, because that's where the limitlessness comes in and the infinity of the whole thing that we're trying to do. It becomes big.
Absolutely.
How would you like have you seen that we have been posting about ceremonies?
I got my laptop back out of the box, and so I'm just delving into everything with the Legacy Forge right now. So I will be looking for it, but no, I didn't really get to see the ceremonies, but I'll look through Discord tonight and check it out.
We haven't shared a lot about this because this is also,
Oh,
yeah, this is in terms of figuring out how the best way of administering something like this would be.
yeah,
I
that's got
have,
to be very complicated.
oh yeah, yeah. But let's say take two examples: clinical trials versus a campfire in the forest. It's basically where we're at. Like it's at one hand you have people who take these psychedelics in environments that could provide a lot of insights but still limit to what one doesn't know. And then in the other hand, the fire acts as a portal and you're in natural elements and you're feeling connected to the thing that just is everywhere.
Yeah, that feels so much better. The other way, I was going to do the clinical trials, and I honestly think I just my own personal trauma, I would have not had a really good outcome. Possibly, I could have
Yeah.
had a psychotic break. It's too sterile. Uh, I don't know. I think it's probably definitely a case by case thing. So that has to be really complicated for you guys.
Yeah. 100%. I think that that's kind of where you because we wanted to administer this or to facilitate this in a way that was not done like most people seem to be doing it. And this is based on my algorithm, so I have no idea. But I've just seen people post a ceremony on Facebook inviting whomever into this and just, well, now our seats are full. Cool. Let's do that next weekend as well. with
Yeah.
yeah, and then that
Yeah, that
could
doesn't feel very good. That doesn't feel right.
no, it also feels like if there was psychedelics or plant medicine or anything, let's say ayahuasca, and you do that every weekend or maybe several times a month or even once a month, it's like shaking a snow globe that had these ski tracks and you're covering the ski tracks and opening up for new pathways, but you're never allowing the blizzard to stop,
Ah.
right? You're just
Mm,
constant thoughts in a blender moments. That has to be exhausting and dangerous because how long can
mhm,
one stay in such a state?
mhm,
And that's also why we are trying to ask what feels right, do things the right way, and see piece by piece, like minute by minute, is it safe? Is it safe now? What can we add to it? Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
No, I think that that's smart. And I imagine those people end up with fatter pockets, but how are they really helping? I don't know. I'm not saying that they're not. I'm sure in many cases it is, just because the medicine was within itself is so wonderful and powerful. But uh, yeah, I don't know. Like you do get a vibration of intentionality,
yeah,
and I imagine that stamp goes on the people that you're facilitating for,
yeah,
and that could be. I don't know. I don't think that that just doesn't feel nice and simply. I guess.
yeah. It's a big problem.
Hmm. Sounds like it.
Yeah. But I feel like everything that we do, just in terms of magic, just in quotation marks, but the fact that we are trying to show that life can be lived more expansive and more free than what we have been taught to believe kind of involves a lot of moving parts that people have been having in their life all their life. So it's redefining everything that they thought they knew and seeing that other things are possible.
Hmm.
That too. It just everything that I feel like sometimes we're just standing in a riverside or a riverbank and we're holding up a puny shield to try to keep the river from flowing because it's so huge.
Yeah.
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 But it's fun though. Every day is an adventure. Is there just like a small question here that I imagine is not as small as I could perceive it to be? The name Q. Why did you choose just Q?
I didn't mean to. I was trying. I was just trying to write out quantum entanglement because that's my Discord Sparkspace or Discord name on the Legacy Forge and on YouTube.
Yeah.
So I think I had just hit my keyboard and then hit send. So I did not mean to just put Q, but
That's so cool though.
it's for quantum.
Yeah. Yeah. I've been hearing a lot of things lately and it seems like everything has a deeper meaning if one looks for it. And Q actually has a lot of symbolism in many ways. So
Oh, does it?
funny coincidence then. Funny accident. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Very aligned though.
Okay. I'll take your word for it. It's
Yeah.
just me being a dope, though.
Mm,
Maybe.
yeah. Well, I have to go through a few things. I see that now we have already been on for 40 minutes, and I really appreciate you jumping on like this
Oh, no
because
problem. Thank you for talking to me.
it was amazing. And if you want to be part of any one of these in the future, you know, we're going to be notifying all over the place. So you know what happens when you click on the tribe link.
Yeah, no, I know, right?
Yeah. All right. Fantastic. I will go back to the thing, and then you have a fantastic rest of your day.
Yeah, you too.
Thank you so much.
Okay, bye.
Bye. This is the magic of Spark Space and everything that we do. Thank you so much for joining. And for anyone else who's watching right now, know that the door is open. We went through a few things. I'm just going to go and quick recap about the things that we talked about. That the antechamber is the waiting room for the realm. The realm is basically what you saw in motion right now. Some people coming in and we're talking about interesting stuff, and sometimes those things are just is like when you're feeling the thought expanding as you go, and it kind of overwhelms you at times, but in a good way. Once we have the navigation and the compass and all that stuff in order, it's a round table for ideation and expansion, source of inspiration, and the first gate. So what are we doing? Opening the gates for a new era, clearing the old. So as we heard from Q, a lot of things are happening, and it is a new era. It's a completely new paradigm, a new reality, a new tomorrow. There are new rules. We're not playing the same game anymore, and that goes way beyond what I can quickly explain on a YouTube video and a YouTube live. So this is why we have this as an antechamber, that if people want to know more about these things, continue down the path. Enlightening topics of importance, because we have that whole thing about Kundalini awakenings and sicknesses and all that stuff, but I'm getting ahead of myself. Also, what happens when you do XYZ. Then we have claiming roles and setting boundaries. This has been a huge one for me this last week. Just setting boundaries and being really honest with what I'm doing, who I am, where I'm going, and that goes along with the people I'm doing it with, because the boundaries and claiming who you are, it's huge. And just expanding. But what's in it for you? Watching this right now. You have a like-minded community. I think that is huge, because if you have people to talk with about these things that really occupies mind, and you are having thoughts that you're not maybe able to answer from the same mind that had the question, you know what I'm talking about? Having people to just be a part of something, just talk with and get ideas from and just hang with, it's so freaking important. Which also provides support and accountability and motivation and inspiration and a safe growth and development. Safe being the key word, because as we saw, when you just go gung-ho into this hoping to make a quick buck, you can fuck up lives, and that is stupid. So it's important to really be freaking serious and professional and follow protocols and the whole developmental journey that we have known about for thousands of years. I can't stress this enough. Safe growth and development. And concepts for clarity. Like, we have so many things that we're talking about on a daily basis, like Christ consciousness and a whole bunch of different things that kind of lends clarity to older concepts like psychosis. I have no idea how many times this week I've heard about people who went into a psychosis, or people who feel like they are in one, or people who are fearing psychosis. It's like ADHD, man. It's like, how much of a problem was ADHD until the 90s and 80s and stuff? We're just putting out definitions on things that we have to delve more into, and we are going to do that to a great extent during all this. And then owning your own power. Goddamn. When you own your own power, I have several people right now that I could just jump in on this call just to talk about what that feels like. Because when you see that you are the architect, you are the creator of your life, and you can do pretty much anything that you want as long as you follow the progress and just stay student and humble, want to learn and genuinely go into this and feel the experience, which is not always a nice thing to feel on. You're getting this new power that is just impossible to describe, honestly. But why the mystery? Good question. I'm glad you asked. We're avoiding overwhelmed by just trying to take this piece by piece. Because if you are taught quantum entanglement equations and the concepts of the theory of relativity and all these things at grade school, or when you're like in third grade or kindergarten or wherever, it's going to fall on deaf ears. And if it falls on you when it's not supposed to, you can be overwhelmed and just, what is real? Ascension sickness, kind of avoiding that as well, because if you get too much at once, you're not gonna, there are potentials for different things, actions, reactions, and adventures that one really don't want to be part of if it is for the best of you. We have seen many cases, and this is something that we're going to talk a lot more about. And honoring the process. Goddamn, honoring the process. We all have to just remind ourselves of this all the time. It feels shitty at times to go through a process, but that's why the process is the process. Honoring. Passing down wisdom through experience. All of a sudden, we're in the psychedelic sanctum. This is kind of one of the things that we're talking about, where we have places for communication and we can share things based on what is needed at that stage. etc., etc. We have a lot of these different things, ebooks and epic adventures and all that stuff, and so much more. Videos, communication on the Discord channel. We just talked about that. If you're not in there, highly recommended. thelegacyforce.com/discord. And we have this thing right now. So that's all the things that I wanted to go through at this point. If you're interested, by the way, I'm not going to just take that away because that's kind of important as well. If you're interested in grabbing this offer right now, that is going to change very soon because I had this up during a moment of panic, basically. So we did what we had to do, and then I was supposed to take it down, but I haven't. So if you want to know more about these things and get on the inside of the things that you do not get for free, because if you don't invest in yourself and you don't go into the journey and actually commit, there's no point. If you are interested in joining anything, we have everything. Just reach out, and then we can put you into the program that is most suitable for where you are. But that's all I wanted to share, basically. What we're going to do now is beyond what I can actually communicate. We're structuring the Discord server, so for people coming in there right now, it might feel overwhelming, but from what I've heard, it actually feels kind of nice. People can go around and get to know people and find new places and learn new things and all that stuff. I'm going to be way more active on having adventures and live quests and documenting that. What books do you have behind you? What books indeed? They are just props. Now, the first one is Atomic Habits by James Clear. It's amazing. It changed my life. It's just knowing that you don't have to go to Rome and do a marathon the first day and all that stuff, just doing a little bit at a time, changing your habits and getting into that new modus operandi, it helps a lot. It's a good book. I would highly recommend you read that. Then other than that, I have 21 Thoughts for the 21st Century by Yuval Noah Harari. Really interesting book. Haven't read it through. And then I have a few things on communication and Norse mythology and a whole bunch of fun stuff. I want to go in and have these library sessions where we just study together. Because there are books that we should study. Like, not Bible study, but book study. Where we go in and we try to really embody the content of the books. Because there are books that's going to change your life. And some books, honestly, should be kept hidden for a long time. Because they're too powerful. Too powerful. Are there anyone who wants to join on into Sparkspace? And I see that we have activity in chat, so I'm not going to just hurry off and quit the stream. I can stay on for a few hours, a few days, a few weeks, whatever. We can have a Q&A session. Because I wanted to have a good, decent tribe gathering. A tribe talk, just like the olden days. Sebastian! Have you read the Silva Method? Actually. Let me bring up my travel backpack, which is coincidentally named Epic. Need epic stuff, right? In this backpack, I usually have a few books of importance, and in here we have the Silva Mind Control. Yeah, that book actually changed a lot of things in my life. Actually, it wasn't the book either. It was the experience of seeing what happens when you go in. We have a few meditations right now available in Discord, and they are based on the same script. They are the centering exercise of Silva and the 3 scenes technique. These two, God, like the first time I tried the centering exercise, I was so freaking relaxed and centered that it was kind of scary. And then I heard other people trying it, and they had to get help to get out of it because it was so deep. So after that, stuff started to happen, and then I started to do the 3 scenes technique, which is basically just seeing where you are now in the most painful situation that you can possibly imagine of the situation that you want to fix. And then the second scene is basically you doing the first step to fix that situation. And the third step, or the third scene, is you at the end and the goal and the dream scenario has been achieved. And honestly, in the beginning, I thought that was just bullshit. No freaking anticipation of that working at all, but it did. And I've had experiences where all the things that I saw has happened to some degree. Others that required more effort or more change, or the bigger the vision, the more has to unravel in life, basically. But they are all shifting. They are all doing the thing. All the things that happened in the visualizations from the Silva method was mind-boggling. Mind-boggling. Can't really explain it. For those who've had the experience, no explanation is necessary. For those who have not, none is possible. So it's that easy. 5 books you recommend one should read. Well, I love The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho because it speaks to you at different stages of your journey. It's amazing. The second would kind of it depends, because there are so many ways to read a book, and most of the answers are already inside of you. So it kind of comes down to which book will make you remember who you are fastest. Also knowing that is a journey that you just have to go on. But Paulo Coelho, the Livingston, what is it? Jonathan Livingston Seagull by Buck. Don't remember the author. Jonathan Livingston Seagull. It's a really thin book. It's about a seagull, and it makes you think differently. It is profound. It is probably the smallest self-development book ever, but it just paints a bigger picture on a huge thing. I would say that the Atomic Habits book is also highly on that list. I am reading a book for my kids called Norse Gods by Neil Gaiman. That is most for the creativity, and then I have a few others that go in, but there is one that I would like to recommend, but I don't think I should, because it's one of those. It's one of those powerful ones. So I guess I'm going to substitute that with Made to Stick by Dan and Chip Heath. This one. That book is great on communication and speaking from a level of awareness and not being stuck in the curse of knowledge and just a whole bunch. Why some ideas survive and others die. Made to Stick. Really good book. It's hard. It's hard when you're getting put on the. We have a library section. It's just that many of the books, like, we have a library section, but we're also trying to create the system and the structure to make sure that the books that are shared are at the level of where they should be. So if you're not ready for the content, you're not getting access to the book. And right now, I want to have these study courses or these study lessons where we can just have group sessions like this, and we can sit there and talk about the different parts of a book. So let's say that one book is a year of study, and we just do that. Like a really good condensed book, let's say a book based on the Hermetic principles, the natural universal laws. If you are reading that and you're kind of embodying and reflecting and integrating the lessons of that, it should not be rushed. You shouldn't try to read such a book in just a few weeks or just a few days. Or if you're into speed reading, just in an afternoon. You should allow it time. So I have this idea that I'm going to set up a library nook, a library scene, a library whatever place. And we can just go through that and have these live study sessions because they're powerful. They're really, really powerful. And also with videos that supports the concepts for people who. There are many ways to visualize concepts in a book, right? To read it is one thing, to speak it out loud while reading it is another, and to see it visualized is a third, and then feeling it and all these different things to really get that integrated in the best possible way. We are also, as I said, we are doing these ceremonies, preparing for them because we do not want to rush this at all. I'm going to have a ceremony with 4 people. 2 places might be available depending on, because I'm really picky about this. This is what changed everything the first time, 11/11/22. It was when I saw what happened when you kind of unleashed the power of this on people that was not necessarily ready, but they got a trial by fire, and today they are all on their journey in various ways, right? Some of them are actually fearing for their life. Other people can't really believe that their life is real. And the others still are on a journey to find out what their life is. Like it's so many different ways, and it all comes down to how things are presented. Self accountability. You know, how balanced are you in yourself? Do you know thyself? Do you know how you react to different situations? Are you balanced? Are you biased? Are you neutral in triggering conversations? Are you able to take in information and not worship the fuck out of it? Are you able to hear a word or something that explains the sensation that you have without saying that that is the end all be all, and just know that this was a brick in the foundation so that you have something more to study as you go forward, and just know that we're all students throughout the entire journey. We're all students. So I'm opening up for a ceremony with 4 people that includes me. So 3 people, and of that, maybe 2, because one of these spots is kind of spoken for. But it is that unveiling it for the world kind of thing. It's for the first time. I've never been this cautious about the ceremonies, but I'm about to drop in section in Discord where you can record a short video and post it in there. Yeah, 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 absolutely. Anything that you see would be interesting or valuable in Discord, you name it, and me and Vibestar will probably get it done. Because right now we're trying to figure out how do we structure it so that it is the best place. Right now we have a lot of subcategories, a lot of different things. We have the main square, we have the sanctuary, we have the bonfire, we have a lot of different places. I don't think we need that many. The thing is to structure it in a way that aligns with what we see, feel, and understand about what we're trying to do, because this is also part of a huge plan, all moving towards Valhalla, the center, and everything that we're trying to do physically around the world, digitally and metaphysically, and like all the things. We're doing so many things on so many different levels that it's a huge puzzle piece and a huge thing to kind of put together. But we are doing a fantastic job. Like, shout out to the team, Vibestar specifically, because holy crap. One need to have a like-minded and aligned tribe behind the engine of something like this. And I think a lot of people can relate. I don't think that Alex Jones, and I know that some people just ah ah. Well, hear me out. There are things that we cannot really explain how happened, and I don't think that they would be public or even noticeable if he didn't have people behind him who saw him for who he is and wanted to help people. Like, one can say that about everyone. Some people just became bad influencers, and I think that what we are trying to share with the people we are sharing it with and the people that helps us share it, we are able to create new timelines. We have already, but in a way that is completely redefining a lot. So I'm pretty happy about my day job, gotta say. Is there anything that anyone has any questions about in terms of the Legacy Forge Discord, what we do, psychedelics, multidimensional realities, anything? It's like I want you to challenge me. What do you have that seems interesting of a question? What is it that you wonder? Do you have anything that you wonder about? Is there anything that we can try to really challenge and expand on? You know, one of the downsides of living on a mountain in the middle of the forest, when there are traffic, it's usually tractors and mopeds and four-wheelers. they they make sounds. But I feel like that's an hour actually. We've been on for an hour. I will give it about 10 minutes and then I will retire, and the next thing we might actually have a live antechamber with a guest on Tuesday, not this one, but the next Tuesday. Because we are trying to do that every other week. And we have a lot of things in terms of group sessions that would coming up. Sorry, my body is attacking me. I don't know why. Probably all the coffee that I'm drinking. I couldn't have survived without it. It seems my body is at least trying to make me think that. I can also be a good host and go into Discord and just say that we are here. Let's see. Yo! This is gonna be very cool. Hello.
Hello.
That's so cool. She's actually a walk. Do you want me to show your camera or?
I'm not sure. First of all, I'm quite. This is far out of my comfort zone.
I love this,
First of all, because my English is really, really bad.
but it's understandable.
And I'm a quite private person.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I don't know what happened today. I accidentally tried to call you earlier tonight.
Interesting.
Yeah. And I'm not sure what happened. My fingers just started tapping into this forum, and honestly, it's I feel blessed. It's I'm so curious because I have been quite ah, I have been feeling this call for quite a while,
Yeah.
but because of my life these days, it has not been my time. But I think my time has come.
Hell yeah. I can feel it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm happy for you. Congratulations.
Thank you. I had to take a walk because these days I'm from Norway, by the way, and I'm spending my year at a rehab.
Really?
Yeah, really. So, me talking about these things, they are not quite welcome where I live at this time.
That's also interesting. Extremely interesting. Yeah. Is it like
Yeah.
a official rehab, like a clinical, or is it voluntary?
Officially, yeah.
Yeah. So they don't want to
Yeah.
talk about the. Are we talking psychedelics?
Yeah.
Yeah, and they don't want. Wow, that. I'm glad that you're here then, because I think we have so much to deliver to the system. I want to create something for that system, basically.
Perfect. I want to talk a lot more about it actually, because um, even though I have respect for the rehab program and everyone's attending, I cannot bear to not live and stand in my truth. And actually, last week I was going home for a week, and the first day I came home, I was at first I was not looking forward to it. A lot of bad memories, but I just grounded so hard, and I was just feeling that the time was come to microdose a little bit on psilocybin.
Wow.
First, I put in this microdose, and oh, the energy! It was just mind blowing. And after an hour, I felt that I was supposed to take a little bit higher dose. And oh my God, I can't describe it because I think I'm starting to understand maybe a bit of the concept of Christ consciousness.
Yeah.
And it's very scary and it's overwhelming, but all peace and love, you know? So, yeah, I'm very happy to have found you and this Discord forum. And
Right back at you.
yeah,
Wow.
looking forward to the future because I think it holds so much opportunities that especially the people that I talk with these days don't see my opinions yet.
Yeah.
But I can also feel that maybe are there in the not so far future.
Yeah, absolutely. Like if you, because I'm all about trying to help everyone. Sometimes in the past I did that to a flaw, so I hurt myself by trying to help more than I could. But now we have resources, we have reach. Like we can actually go in and we can talk to people. We can actually meet people and talk to them and make videos and courses and just try to get this opinion or this knowledge, our experience, heard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. And I think that we are truly going to create this new world together, better for all of us. Yeah.
Absolutely. And it's limitless. It is very, very, very bright.
Absolutely. But also it's very scary to, take this journey. It's quite lonely. And also I'm a divine mother of 2 children.
I love how you said that.
My daughter is a goddess, and my son, he says that he might have a lot to learn, but who knows, maybe he's going to save the world, right? So
I said this.
I know that I just really, oh, so cool. But yeah, so I just have to stand in my truth and do my work now.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Well, how old are your kids?
10 and 11 and a half.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
We have a responsibility for everyone hearing this. Like the generation that we're raising, which they call Generation Alpha, by the way, that sounds pretty dope as well. Because they have feet in both worlds and they are taking on this energy that is just, it's insane. It's infinite.
Oh, yeah. My daughter, actually, she sometimes she's doing this finger, and she's speaking languages that no one's ever heard before. And
her light language.
I think, her light language. And I think maybe I might be the only one in the family who knows that she's not crazy, right?
Right.
So she needs her mother, and she needs her mother strong and living her truth.
Oh, can I do
I'm
something?
so happy to have found all of you people.
Yeah, I'm going to do something. I rarely do this, but I've done it once in the last day, and this is an honor.
Welcome to the Legacy Forge. Your tribe is behind you.
Like it gives me chills because now there are so many people with the same vision, and we want to help to empower those who see. So yes. I'm so grateful for you. Thank you so much.
So grateful for you too. If you only knew.
Yeah, this is amazing. This is something that we can't describe, but we are definitely going to continue to grow.
Yeah, absolutely. And maybe if I'm going to say one thing tonight, it's that especially in Norway, the psychedelics is unfortunately it's illegal, and the system is harsh these days. And I have to take these things through my body, and just this past week, what's it called, barnevern, child services, this because I'm in a rehab, they have to report what I have been doing, and they see it as very wrong. So now I'm not at all allowed to see my children for quite some time, because the child services don't have employees to actually meet me and my children. So it's hard, really hard.
Yeah. Wow. This is just another symptom of the ignorance of people who are put to help, quote unquote. When they don't know what they don't know, it's just more damage than help. So I feel you, and right now we have so many different but the same situation going on that I think that we have something that we can actually provide in terms of a change in how that rigid system is being done. Yeah,
absolutely.
Wow, you're powerful though, and I respect your journey.
Thank you very much. I'm looking really forward to take a deeper dive into all this information and this journey with all of you guys.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to see you on the other side as well, or during the journey, because I don't think there is an other side.
Oh, same side, beautiful life. We just have to create our reality, right?
Yes, absolutely. Wow, thank you so much for jumping in like that. It was a beautiful surprise, and I can't wait to get to know you more and help you with everything that we can help you with. Thank
you very much. Thank you for listening.
Thank you for sharing. All right, have a fantastic rest of your day.
Thank you. You too.
Bye. That is magic. I saw someone write that. That's magic. Literally. I mean, how I'm always very humbled and emotional, but I'm getting to an emotional balance. I don't cry very often when I hear these stories because now I'm used to hearing the pain. So I know that there is there is a resolve. There is something that we can do to get the people out of the pain. And back then I couldn't do anything other than emphasize and sympathize and just feel their pain, knowing that I couldn't do anything about it. But you know what? You know what?
We can do something about it. God damn it.
It's just showing up and talking to people and being there and sharing space in Spark Space. Kim, the glitch. Sorry for dropping your name there. I just got another message saying podcast next, brother. Yeah, we do. We do have a podcast. If you go to thelegacyforge.com and just go to the footer of that page, there is a link called the Shift Podcast. I want to start uploading things there as well. So the reason I stopped at season 2 was because things became to be very. I had to reflect. I had to kind of find my balance in all this because it was too much. It was hard, to be honest, and I couldn't share when I was in the middle of the shit, right? Turns out the shit was not really shit. It was just like sometimes you have to scrape the mosquitoes off your teeth. And on the other side, so now I think that we are at a point where it's not just going to be me sharing my experience because that alone has been a lot. But hearing other people's experiences like this, and also Joe Rogan, I have said this in a few videos, probably not published a lot. I am currently on the quest to get Paul Stamets, the internationally famed amateur mycologist who is the world expert on mushroom and stuff. I want to have him on a podcast, and I want to talk to Jim Quick because he did a lot of things for me. If you don't know who Jim Quick is, he's a brain coach. And I want to talk to Joe Rogan. I think that when we get to those places where we can talk to people who have massive influence and networks of people doing something about this instead of just talking about it, we are able to do a lot more. And that's where we are going. Because just wait. Yesterday I talked to Zach, and it was just one of many, many conversations I have every day. And we are growing. Like, regardless of how everything is shaping up, we're growing fast. So I look forward to the future. Right now, we have been going on for an hour, 15 minutes. I appreciate all of you being here. Thank you so much for supporting everything we do. Because just you being here, and also if you share the videos, if you share the content, that helps us probably more than your money. Because in this day and age, we can't really get anywhere through a system that is not going to go there. You know what I'm talking about. We have a lot to do, a lot of things to fix for not just ourselves, but other people. Sharing these things helps us tremendously. So I want to share a little something now at the ass end of this, which is that anything that we do is basically free so far. Of course, we are charging on the other side, but a conversation to get into this, just to get to know the community, is free. But for those people who want to go deeper, you know, you have to talk to us, and then we can see what we can figure out, because we have a lot of adventures, a lot of quests, a lot of experiences, a lot of things, and they are not going to share anything. Your expectation is kind of limiting the experience, man. Thank you so much for being here. Love your face. Take care of freaking family. And I will see you in the next one. I will try to do something that I haven't done before. That could have been better, to be honest.